Good evening, everyone. Today I will be your moderator. The presenter will be presented by Sophia, and Sophia, time is yours.
Okay, can you hear my voice, guys?
Yes, I can clear enough.
Okay. Before it, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Wait. Okay, let me begin. Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Do you know why I'm standing in front of you now? Because I think you haven't known why I'm saying in front of you now. Okay, I'm standing in front of you now for delivering my speech. But before it, let me tell you a little thing that I did yesterday. Yesterday, I saw a newspaper that our culture was claimed by another country. Isn't it very terrible for our country's development? Yes, of course. It's very terrible for our country's development. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this beautiful day, in this nice place, I'm going to deliver my speech. But before it, let me introduce myself. My name is Sylvia Qodrun, and my speech title is The Preservation of Cultural Education to Define Indonesian Dignity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is a well-known country with its diversity of culture, language, and culinary. There are hundreds of even more ethnic groups that exist on the earth of Indonesia. This traps letter from a culture that differs one from another. It's true, Indonesian's culture is very rich. Yet how many cultures we can mention from so many cultures Indonesia has? Perhaps the answer will be some that we can only count on finger. How ironic. But that's the reality. We, the nation generation successor, still do not care about our own culture. We should preserve it. But why don't we actually care and just ignore it? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just telling you the shocking and heartbreaking fact about our teenagers, the future of our country, Indonesia. They tend to spend their time doing negative, even destructive deeds to themselves, rather than positive ones like learning and preserving our culture. Based on results of the Kusuma Buana Institute study showed that there were 10.3% of 3,594 adolescents in 12 major cities of Indonesia had free sex already. Based on research, in first major cities of Indonesia, approximately 20 to 30% of teens admitted to have free sex. Unfortunately, the free sex behavior continued until stepping into matrimony. This became possible because of the looseness of parents' control and supervision toward their children on sex needs. Sex expert and also obstetric gynecology specialist Dr. Berkedia Nugraha in Jakarta revealed, from year to year, the adolescent data with free sex significantly increased from about 5% in 1980 to 20% in 2000. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. So, brothers and sisters, in this globalization era, Western culture very easily get into Indonesia. This culture is growing and developing rapidly in our country. We, as young people, prefer imitating this culture than our original culture. We feel more confident and feel more sociable if imitating the Western culture. Another case was the climate issue of our culture by Malaysia. Of course, we grew late to the neighboring country who falsely claim our culture, such as Ponorogo, Panda Dance, Batik, Sang Song, etc. This is luck for all of us, especially the younger generation. We cannot necessarily blame Malaysia, who has claimed our culture. So, for next, my PPT has said that don't blame Malaysia, but beware of our mistake. So here, we cannot necessarily blame Lysia, who has claimed our culture. We must introspect ourselves. How many of us were previously concerned with the indigenous prior to an issue like this? For that, let us ponder in our heart, respectively, to contemplate what's going on with our young generation and what are we going to do to help? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's brainstorm a little bit, guys. Now, look, here you can see a shadow puppet or wine clip. If the shadow puppet, if the shadow puppet or wine clip is through one of our culture that we have, why we should feel embarrassed to watch it? If the batik is also part of our culture that we have, why we should feel embarrassed to wear it? It's supposed to do. We must be proud of our own culture because other nations feel jealous of what we have. However, why don't we, ladies and gentlemen? We must take care of our culture, the culture of Indonesia. We must be proud of diverse Indonesian culture. This is our culture, our nation, our country, our Indonesia. Now the fate of Indonesia is in our hand. Provide the best for our nation, our country to define Indonesian dignity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all my speech. And last, I say, be yourself, not others. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Sylvia, thank you so much for your interesting topic presentation. And also being honest, I like your PPT. Okay, guys, any question from you? There's no question, guys. Okay, if there's no question, I'd like to close this presentation by thanking for the presenter. For the peer assessment, you can fill the Google form later. Thank you for your attention. See you later. See you next time and have a nice day.